Right, the time has come. It's 6:30 in the morning. I'm about to start on this death march of 100,000 steps. Here we go. And we are all systems a go. I'm about 200 steps in out of 100k, so we've made some progress. So just how far is 100,000 steps? According to Google, on the average day, a human being usually walks about 10,000 steps, which equates to about 5 miles. And if my maths are correct, that means walking 100,000 steps will mean covering about 50 miles or 80k. So this is going to be a crazy day with lots of distance. I'm sure there'll be many highs and lows and many calories burned, so I'm probably going to eat like a horse throughout the course of this day. I'm just walking down the street now and I've just heard birds chirping, and one of them keeps making the Twitter sound, you know, the so I'm glad someone's having fun. Okay, time to get walking. So I've been walking for about an hour and 40 minutes. I've just checked my phone, which is how I'm counting the steps for this challenge, and I've only walked about 12,000 steps out of 100k. It feels like I've been walking forever, so I guess this is going to be a long day. To be honest, I can't really moan that much because I think others taking on huge challenges have it harder. Last year in the UK there was a huge news story about a captain from World War II, Mr. Captain Tom Moore, who undertook a huge challenge a few weeks before his 100th birthday at the age of 99 of walking around his garden 100 times, which is actually so inspiring when you think about it. He only set out to raise about £1,000, I think, for the NHS, and he ended up raising millions and millions of pounds, and I believe he even got a knighthood from the Queen. So that just goes to show what's possible when people put their mind to things. Anyway, that's enough yapping from me. I've got a lot of walking to do. I'm going to carry on and I will update you in a little while. For the past 2 miles, I've seen nothing but sheeps. Whee, there they go. Look at the little lambs. We're very lucky here in the Kent countryside. We've got lots of green. It's called the Garden of England here for a reason, and this is it. Gotta love the countryside. I'm about 3 hours in now, and I'm really starting to enjoy just being out and about in nature. I think sometimes when we're in cities and towns, it's so easy to just become stuck in this manufactured, man-made environment that just doesn't feel very real. So it's really nice just to come out here and just to get out and about, really. And very lucky, we've got about 6 or 7 bulls, I believe they are, in front of me. If you can see those, they look absolutely massive. They're just chilling out, having some grass. I almost just fell over. But yeah, still feeling strong at the moment. I'm sure things may change very soon, but let's see how the rest of the challenge pans out. In Kent, like in many places in England, there are tons of old castles, and I'm standing right now in the middle of the remains of a very old castle, which is basically just rubble now, Thurnham Castle. Here it is. Here he is. It's my brother Jack, once again making a cameo in one of my videos. Oh my word.
You right?
My leg's already hurting.
Completely different muscle group, isn't it?
100%. And going up the hills, going through the trails, that's really hurting compared to when we just run it normally.
I don't think you're choosing really the correct route.
No.
Play steps, but...
To be honest, I think I've got the nice views now. I'm just going to focus on getting the steps in. Otherwise, I'm probably going to fail this. Yeah. Have you got any tips for me?
Yeah, once you've finished the hills, go to a nice park and keep doing loops. It's the only way, otherwise you're just going to suffer.
Right. We've got some expert advice there from someone who's actually done an ultra marathon, a 65-mile ultra marathon. So, yeah. Let's carry on. Just for the fun of it. Woo! Ah! Oh, Jesus. Oh. Hey, come on, we're all young at heart, right? I've been going about 5 hours 30 minutes now. I've done 37,000 steps and my feet are starting to hurt, and unfortunately, as I feared it would, it's now started to rain, but luckily I've got this coat on. Funny story about this coat: I originally bought it to climb Ben Nevis, the highest mountain in the UK, which is in Scotland. Me and my brother climbed it together. We got all the way there. We literally spent the whole day traveling the width of the UK in my little Ford Fiesta. Got to the start of Ben Nevis, went to put on our lovely new waterproof coats, and we left them at home, brand new in their tags. Yeah, what a fail. But luckily I've got it with me this time, so I will hopefully stay a bit drier. Something you've got to learn to do very quickly on this challenge is to learn how to eat standing up whilst walking, because believe me, you really do have no time to sit down and have a proper meal and a proper drink. So I've gone for a classic chicken tikka slice here to keep me going. Diet of kings. Rumour has it this is what the Vikings ate when they were preparing for their conquests. At least I think that's what they ate. So we've just hit a pretty significant milestone. We're about 7.5 hours in and we've just done 52,000 steps, which means we're more than halfway to walking 100,000 steps in a single day. I've got to say the first few hours were pretty easy, but after about 5 hours my feet have been hurting so much. But we've got to keep going. For me personally, when I get to halfway of something, I have to finish it, because I know in my head that it's possible to do half of what I'm trying to achieve. So if I can already do half, why not do the other half? I've got no excuse. It's probably going to be a very long day, but we've come this far. Let's finish it. Right, quick pit stop at my house because my feet feel like they're about to fall off and all the skin is about to peel off them, which is absolutely lovely. So what I'm going to do is switch from my really tough, rugged hiking boots, and I'm going to swap them for my nice foam mesh running shoes. And I'm also going to apply a layer of this stuff here, foot moisturizer, because I can honestly feel the skin on my feet peeling. I don't want to look at them in a second. It's going to be like something out of Casualty or Hobby City, but it's got to be done. Check those bad boys out. Honestly, I'm feeling 5 times better with these shoes on compared to what I had on this morning. To be honest, I don't even know why I wore hiking boots. They were useful for some of those tricky trail sections at the start, but it literally just felt like carrying 2 blocks of cement on my feet, and they've given me some really nasty blisters now. So with these, I'm confident that the last half of the challenge will be a bit easier on my poor feet, because they're going to hate me for this tomorrow morning, I'm sure. Right, I'm at 62,000 steps right now. Just going to take a little time to have a drink and get something to eat. I don't know if you can see that, but there are my 62,000 steps so far. Come a long way, but there is still a long way to go, so let's get back on the track very quickly. I'm not trying to be a rapper, by the way. With so much time spent walking, it can be easy to get stuck in your head, and it can become a bit of a mind game. So what's been helping me these last 2 hours is listening to some of my favourite tunes. I'm listening to my personal French playlist, which is helping me learn French. And it's amazing, of course, because it's been created by yours truly, moi. Give it a follow if you're interested in hearing some great new tunes, or if you're learning French yourself. But regardless, if you take this challenge on yourself, I think you've definitely got to find a way to get through those tough moments, because they will come, believe me. There have been times when I've actually been pretty miserable just out here walking, especially when I had my hiking boots on and it felt like my feet were about to fall off. It's definitely a test that puts you through your paces, and there are many ups and downs, and the highs and lows come in waves. So you've got to be ready for the lows when they come, and you've got to be ready to tackle them head on. Otherwise, you'll quickly talk yourself out of this challenge. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be that man who... And look what we have here, the home of nutritional, healthy food itself, McDonald's. I don't normally eat fast food, but I'm probably going to treat myself to a McDonald's after this. Screw it, honestly. I think I will be able to eat so much tomorrow. I'm not feeling that hungry now, I don't know why, but honestly, I know that the hunger will just creep up on me, and all of a sudden I'll be eating left, right and centre, whatever I can get my hands on. Big up Maidstone! Hey. So I've just checked my phone and we've hit the point of no return, a big milestone. Hopefully you can see that, but we've done nearly 76,000 steps, so that means that I am over 75% of the way there. So that means one thing: I'm definitely not gonna quit now. I'm not gonna lie, my legs and my feet are hurting like they've never hurt before. Got nothing else to compare it to, but since we've come this far, I've been walking for over 10 hours now. I'm not gonna throw in the towel, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go through it kicking and screaming, basically, if it gets to that. So let's do this. I'm now in the final 5th of the challenge, and my physical state has taken a bit of a downturn. My mum lives nearby, bless her, and she made me a lovely chilli, so I couldn't resist, I couldn't say no. I went over there, had the chilli, and I made a rookie mistake of sitting down to eat the chilli. And when I stood up to start walking again, oh my word, it felt like I'd been dragged through a field backwards, and it took about 10 minutes for me to start feeling normal, if you want to call what I'm doing now normal. But yeah, my feet are really killing me right now, and I can just feel all the blisters building up, which is going to be a fun experience tomorrow morning or tonight. But anyway, I've still got motivation to get this done. There's no way we're going to quit. This is really physically painful, but I've still got more to give. It's not over until the clock hits 12 or until I reach 100,000 steps. And believe me, it's going to be the second of those two. That is how this video is going to finish. Onwards and upwards. So we're now well into the final 10,000 steps, and this is absolute agony. My knees are killing me, my legs feel like they're about to fall off, and my feet are definitely peeling. They are not a pretty picture right now. And I think in these moments, it's really important to stay positive by thinking about all the good things about the hardship you're going through. So today, for example, it should have rained all day, and it should have been really hard rain, but it was only raining for about 3 or 4 hours, I think, in the end, and it was really light rain. So when I think about it, I could have had it a lot worse. So if it was raining really hard and I got a good soaking, I would have been absolutely miserable right now. So it could always be worse. So it's really important, just for me anyway, to think about the positives, because they're so motivating in these really tough times. Those last 5k were absolutely grueling. I'm literally just limping now, and I'm happy to say that we have just hit the 100k mark. We've done 100,000 steps in a single day. I'm broken mentally and physically, but that's it, challenge done. Well, I think it's fair to say that yesterday was, by a clear country mile, one of the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life. With 48 miles covered, 14 hours spent non-stop walking, and a massive amount of my local area seen, I completed the challenge of walking 100,000 steps, and I got my wish, which was to get out and about and see more during the COVID period. As you saw, there were many high points and there were many low points. I want to talk about some of the things I should have done a little bit differently, and also I want to speak about what I learned during the challenge. The first thing that I should have changed in my approach was the footwear. Oh my word, what was I thinking wearing rugged, hard hiking boots for this 100k walking challenge? After about 15 to 20k steps, I knew that I made a mistake. My feet started feeling really painful and really sore, and I couldn't wait to get back to my house so I could change my shoes, which is what I ended up doing. So next time I would definitely wear some decent shoes. Secondly, my choice of terrain could have been a lot more on point, especially at the beginning when I was walking up steep hills and venturing through rough and rocky trails. Sure, the views were nice and it was good to get out and about in nature. However, these hills and these rough trails really started to take their toll on me early on. So I think that's why I ended up as completely wiped out as I was at the end of the challenge. So next time I will definitely just keep it as flat as possible. Thirdly, my back and my shoulders started to get really sore, especially about 60,000 steps in, because of the backpack that I was wearing. Whilst I used the majority of the things in my backpack, the food, the drinks and the tech to film the video, there were some items that I didn't actually end up using, so this was essentially just dead weight I was carrying around for the sake of it. So next time I would just sort of take a moment before setting off to think about what I actually need on the journey. Right, now I'm going to speak about a few things that I learned throughout the challenge. The first is that it was so good just to experience and see so much in a single day. It literally felt like I'd had 3 days in the space of 1 day, thanks to all the travelling and all of the sights that I saw. So that was really nice. Secondly, taking on 100,000 steps in a day means you need to find your flow and your rhythm in order to complete the challenge. which may sound a bit weird, but I found that really nice because for me personally, I always try to tackle things head on at 100 miles an hour without giving them too much thought. I just dive straight in. However, with this challenge, I really did have to take my time and find my rhythm and just go with the flow of things. So that's something that I will be looking to apply to my own life after having done this. Thirdly, I think this challenge was a real lesson in resilience because there were so many times when I felt cold, miserable, wet, tired and hungry, and I wanted to throw in the towel into the middle of the ring. However, I didn't want to give up because I set my mind on achieving this 100,000 step mark. And when I crossed the finish line at the end of the day, after those 14 hours of walking, the sense of achievement was absolutely incredible. So I think this has been a great lesson in resilience that I'll be applying to other areas in my life. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and I will see you again next time.